The day Emily lost more than a bell. Sometimes the hardest pain does not come from falling down. Sometimes it comes when people do not believe you, especially when you are telling the truth. That autumn day, 9-year-old Emily learned something she had never understood before. Being honest was not always enough. Sometimes the truth had to fight before anyone was willing to see it. Autumn had filled the village with warm colors. The leaves on the old trees had turned bright yellow, orange, and deep red. Every morning the smell of smoke rose from the chimneys, and the cool air made everyone walk a little faster. At school, excitement was growing because the annual Autumn Festival was only a few days away. Every student had an important job. Some children practiced poems, others painted colorful decorations or prepared songs. Emily received the most trusted responsibility of all. She was asked to take care of the school's silver bell. It was small enough to fit inside both hands, but it carried more than 40 years of memories. Every autumn festival began with the sound of that bell. Parents remembered hearing it when they were children. Some grandparents had heard the very same bell many years before. Teacher Anna placed the wooden box carefully into Emily's hands. "I trust you," she said with a gentle smile. "You always take care of everything. Please bring it back tomorrow morning." Emily nodded proudly. "I promise." On her way home, she carried the box as carefully as if it were made of glass. She never put it down. When she arrived home, she showed it to Eliza. "It's beautiful," her mother said. "I understand why your teacher trusted you." Emily smiled. "I won't let anything happen to it." That evening, she checked the box again and again, before dinner, before washing her face, before going to bed. Each time the silver bell was exactly where it should be. She placed the box beside her bed, whispered, "Good night," almost as if the bell could hear her, and closed her eyes. Outside, the wind gently touched the windows. The branches moved softly in the darkness. Everything felt peaceful. The next morning, Emily woke up before sunrise. She reached for the box with a happy smile. She lifted the lid. Her smile disappeared. The box was empty. For a few seconds, she simply stared inside. Her mind refused to believe what her eyes were seeing. She looked again. Nothing. She searched under the blanket, under the bed, inside every drawer. She even shook the pillow, hoping the bell had somehow rolled away during the night. Nothing. Her breathing became faster. "Mom," she whispered. Eliza hurried into the room. "What happened?" "The bell." Emily could hardly speak. "It's gone." Together they searched every corner of the house, the kitchen, the attic, the hallway, the garden, even the small path leading to the gate. The bell had disappeared without leaving a single clue. When they arrived at school, Emily's hands were shaking. She stood in front of Teacher Anna and quietly said, "I'm sorry, I don't know what happened." The classroom became silent. Children looked at one another. Someone whispered, "She lost it." Another voice answered even more quietly, "Maybe she didn't lose it." Emily felt every pair of eyes on her. She had never taken anything that did not belong to her. Never. Yet for the first time in her life, she saw doubt in the faces around her. Teacher Anna did not raise her voice, but sadness filled her eyes. "We must find it," she said. "This bell belongs to every family in our village." The search lasted for hours. Every classroom was checked, every desk, every shelf, the playground, the school garden, even the road between Emily's house and the school. Nothing. By lunchtime, everyone seemed tired. During the afternoon break, one boy suddenly spoke louder than he meant to. "What if she stole it?" The words felt like cold rain. Emily's heart sank. She wanted to defend herself. She wanted to shout that she would never do such a thing, but the words stayed inside her. She simply stood there, feeling smaller than ever before. That evening, she came home much earlier than usual. She did not open her school books. She did not play outside. She sat quietly beside the window, watching yellow leaves fall from the trees. Eliza sat beside her. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Finally, Eliza gently placed her hand over Emily's. "You know I believe you." Emily nodded. "I know." She looked outside again. "Then why doesn't that feel like enough?" Eliza had no easy answer. She simply hugged her daughter close. Sometimes love cannot erase pain. It can only help us carry it. The next morning, something unexpected happened. Johann came to the school. The old man who had once chased children away now walked slowly through the classroom with calm eyes. He listened carefully as teacher Anna explained everything. Then he said quietly, "May I look around?" No one understood what he meant. He examined every desk, every chair, every window. Then he slowly walked toward the old brick stove in the corner of the room. He stood there for a moment without speaking. Finally, he knelt down. He reached his hand into a narrow crack between two loose bricks. A second later, he pulled something out. The silver bell. For several seconds, nobody moved. Teacher Anna covered her mouth. "How did you know?" Johann smiled gently. Children rarely hide things far away. They hide them where they can reach them again. Everyone looked around the room. Now there was only one question left. Who had hidden it? A few minutes later, the quietest boy in the class began to cry. His name was Peter. "I did it," he whispered. "I didn't want to hurt Emily." Tears rolled down his face. "I just wanted someone to notice me." The room remained silent. Peter looked at the floor. When everyone started looking for the bell, people talked to me for the first time. They asked me questions. They looked at me. I wasn't invisible anymore. Teacher Anna took a slow breath. "You made a very wrong choice." She looked around at the class. "But we also made a mistake. We were too busy looking for someone to blame. We forgot to look for the truth." Those words stayed in the classroom long after the lesson ended. After school, Peter walked slowly toward Emily. He looked frightened. "Do you hate me?" Emily looked at him for several seconds. Then she gently shook her head. "No." "Why not?" She thought carefully before answering. "Because when someone feels invisible, they need a friend more than another punishment." Peter's eyes filled with tears again. This time he smiled, only a little, but it was the first real smile anyone had ever seen on his face. As the sun began to set, Emily and Eliza walked home together along the quiet road. Golden leaves danced across the path in front of them. Eliza finally asked, "Are you still angry?" Emily walked silently for a while. "I was angry this morning." "And now?" She smiled softly. "If I kept my anger, then today wouldn't only steal the bell. It would steal my heart too." Eliza looked at her daughter with quiet pride. She realized that Emily was growing wiser with every passing year. When they reached their house, Eliza noticed a small package lying beside the front door. There was no name, no note, no footprints in the soft dirt. Inside was an old photograph. 3 young soldiers stood side by side, smiling at the camera. One of them was Marcus. Emily recognized him immediately from the old pictures in the attic. The face of the second soldier had been scratched out completely. On the back of the photograph, someone had written a single sentence in faded pencil. "He is alive. Do not stop looking." Eliza felt her heart begin to race. Her hands trembled as she looked up. The evening road was empty. The wind carried only falling leaves. Who had left the photograph? Who knew the truth? And if Marcus was alive, where had he been all these years? For the first time in many years, hope returned together with fear. Sometimes the truth arrives much later than we expect, but when it finally comes, it has the power to change every part of the story.